All right, guys, welcome back to another exciting tutorial. And right now we want to take a look at how to understand the interface of Jupyter. All right, without no further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to go to my command prompt. I'm going to say cmd. So by the time I type it, it's going to take me to where I am going to type Jupyter. You see the way I'm writing my Jupyter, Jupyter notebook. So by the time you do that, you hit on enter. So I've done that already, so this is it. So it's either your Jupyter open automatically on your browser, or it opens like this. If it's not opening automatically on your browser, you are going to copy this URL, okay, and that's what exactly I'm doing right now. And here I'm going to paste it in there. Boom, I'm going to hit on enter. So by the time I do that, it's going to reload and takes me to an environment where I will start coding. So this is a Jupyter environment. So okay, fine. So I want to ensure that it gets bigger a little bit so that we'll understand. So you can see logout, you can see quit, you can see upload, you can see new. And let's take for instance, now I want to have all my code in my desktop. So by the time I clicked it, it's going to show me all the information on my desktop. So I can easily scroll down and probably see if I can probably you can see this is your desktop, and you can also go back and you can see. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a folder. I'm going to call it Jupyter. So this is Jupyter Notebook Fundamental. I can hit on it. So how do I actually go about this? So let me highlight this and let me just delete it, and let me show you the way I did it. The directory must be empty before you delete it. Okay, fine. Let me just double click, highlight, delete. Okay, so by the time I do that, I can easily go back. All right, and click it again, so and hit on delete. Voila. So what I want to achieve is that I have created the folder before, so I want to create it again. So I'm going to come to new, and I'm going to hit on folder. So it's going to give me an empty folder down here, unnamed folder, untitled folder. You can see this is it. So I will hit on the folder and I'll scroll up and I'll click on rename. So I'll double click and I'll say, because our first module is Python fundamental. You can see Python fundamental. I think I didn't write the fundamental very well. Fundamental. Alright, so by the time I click on rename, it's going to rename itself. So I want to, it is from this Python fundamental, I want to write so many codes. So let me now double click on the folder. So I'm in the environment now. So it's very, very important for you to understand this concept. So this is what we are going to be using to structure your projects when you start really working on your data. So you have to ensure that you have a folder that you have all those chunks of data that you want to analyze. All right, so I want to click here now, and we have text file, we have folder, we have terminal, we have Python IPY kernel. So let me double click on IPY kernel. So it's going to open the environment where I'm going to start coding the notebook itself. So this environment that we are before is called the dashboard. So this is where you want to start coding. Okay, so now what we are going to have in here is that you have cells. These are cells. From the cells, you can add more cells, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can delete them. Good. All right, so but then from this cell, we want to write our first code. So let's create a variable called x is equals to what? Let's say 6, and let's say y is equals to 4. So for let's say y x x is equals to 4, 6, and y is equals to what? For let's say x plus y. This is fundamental. It's not really it's a way of understanding how to use Jupyter interface. So you see run here. So by the time you see run, you see the output and you see the input. So note this. Before, when you hit on it, it was actually showing you green, but when you execute the code, it gives you something like blue before. So this particular thing is called cells. So now you'll be experiencing this. This is run. You're on this first cell. Let's assume you want to go back, move that cell downward. You can move it downward and you can go back a little. And look at this. This is paste cell below. Let's look at it. You can see you move to the next cell below and you can easily delete it. You understand? You can go back. And another thing I want you to understand is that you can save and you can run. This is if you want to interrupt the kernel, and this is if you want to restart the kernel, if you want to restart the kernel, then rerun the whole notebook, and this is the code. So let's now say, for instance, now you want to run a particular code, but you want to have a comment first. All right, what you're going to do is that you click it and go to markdown. So this markdown creates an environment for us to, if your cell you are highlighting is markdown, that means you are not writing code, you are just writing comments that will explain what your code really is gonna do. So let's say, for instance, now how would you do those comments? You do those comments with asterisk. All right, and let's say hello guys, new to Python programming. All right, so if you are creating a new cell, you can see this is not actually doing anything. So you can also use this hash, something like hashtag. You can see it gives you a big heading, so you can make that hashtag to be more than 2. So you can see, okay, let me show that it's together, so it's going to be getting smaller. So all these things, if you are running it, the code is not going to run, but it's going to be commenting. So we are going to be using this a lot. So you understand how to open the folder from Jupyter dashboard, and you understand a little bit about the interface. So in the next tutorial, we're going to take a look at what variable means. Until then, see you, bye, and have fun.